So we are recording. It's recording to the cloud. So welcome everyone. My name is Chris Schweda and I am coming to you from New Orleans, Louisiana. And I'm flat out excited for you guys because if you're in a position where you're ready to get your happy going on, you want to take control of your freedom, your finances, and get your happiness going on, I think you're going to be excited about what you hear. So guys, in December, it'll make 3 years. A friend of mine had shared this happy coffee. And it was after me being sick for literally 2 years and my whole life going down the tubes in so many ways. I had a $40,000 home equity line of credit I was living off of. I had a $40,000 in credit cards. I went from having money in the bank and savings to getting sick and my whole life just spiraling down, not only financially, physically with my health, of course, but mentally, the way that I felt, even was struggling with, I was working on, God healing me and all that other kind of stuff. And it wasn't until a pastor friend of mine said, sometimes God uses people to heal you. So go get the operation, silly. With that being said, it was actually September 1st. I went and had surgery where they cleaned out all the infection and all that. And, even though my health was back, I didn't feel like myself. I didn't feel like me. Going from having a strong six-figure income for many years since 2005 to getting sick at the end of 2015, losing my dream boat in 2000 at the end of 16, and then going into all that debt and having my life go down the tubes through that process. To say I had anxiety or what we would call depression or whatever you want to call it is an understatement. I was just not me and didn't feel like me. And I wanted to get back to me and feel normal again, which it was kind of hard to even understand what that was. And through conversations with a good friend of mine, Mark and Judy Wilson, which it says that's me right now, they were sharing with me how they invested in this public company and how they were sent this coffee, boom, as a gift. And they're like, what is this? It's coffee. Okay, I drink coffee. So they started drinking the coffee. And what happened with them was amazing. They started telling me about, how it's changed their eating habits without them consciously doing it, and how they had more energy and focus and clarity and all these things. And for me, it sounded a little bit too good to be true. So I was one of those people that are skeptical. So if you're skeptical, I totally can appreciate that because that's exactly where I was. But what I did start to realize is that if this coffee is really doing all that stuff that he's saying, and then I saw another friend of mine, Shanna, that was posting like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this and that, whatever. And so I called her up and I'm like, I said, are you doing the same coffee that Mark and Judy are doing? And she was like, yes. With that being said, what in the world is I have Zoom telling me I'm doing weird stuff. With that being said, I was like, I need to try this stuff. Worst case scenario is I stay the same. So with that, basically, I got a tub of it myself. And what I can tell you is when I put this stuff in my cup, I could not believe how amazing I felt. In fact, I felt so good that I call him up and I'm like, Mark, is this even legal? Like, what is in this stuff? The fact that I feel this great. So he started telling me that it does all kinds of cool stuff, like balance out your hormones, and then your brain naturally releases dopamine, serotonin, endorphins, and if you take this pill, also oxytocin. Guys, I didn't know what that meant, and I couldn't spell any of them to start off with, right? But what I did know is I felt amazing. So I could care less about understanding how it all worked and all that stuff. All I knew is I'm right-handed. I started with my right hand, I drank it, and I felt great. So with that, Guys, for the first time in 2 years, I felt normal again. I felt like me. And the crazy part about it is we started to share this with a very simple message that or system that I'm going to share with you guys. People started getting crazy, amazing results. So with that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring on some other people that can share, what happened for them. Like, what are they excited about? It's crazy what is happening for so many people. So I'm going to bring on Dawn first. Dawn Chamberlain, are you there?
I am. Thank you, Chris, and welcome everybody. Thanks for being here. And I'm excited. I'm excited to be on this call tonight and sharing this with you guys. My life has literally changed in a period of 4 months. I was going to go into real estate. I worked for a school and I quit my job, was going to go into real estate, and then COVID hit. And everything changed for everybody all across the world. And I'm a type 2 diabetic. I have fibromyalgia pretty bad. And the stress from everything that was going on just kind of sent me into a frenzy in my body. I was hurting and not able to get up off the couch and frustrated and depressed. And I just knew I needed something that was going to help me move, because if I didn't move, my blood sugar was going to stay crazy bad and my fibromyalgia was going to stay crazy bad, and I was going to gain more weight and life was going to get really tough. Right. So, Steve was the one that I'd been watching him for a while. And so I reached out to him. I got started on the products, and you guys, in 4 months time, it's just changed everything for me. I haven't even taken a Motrin in 4 months, you guys, for any kind of pain. Right. So about a month into, I wanted to be a product of the product before I ever looked at the business opportunity. I believe very strongly that you have to know what you're talking about when you're promoting something like this, right? So I gave myself about 30 days to be on the product, and I knew within the first 2 weeks that I needed to get this into other people's hands. And because of that yes that I said, I took a loss of income when I quit my job and then didn't have this new career to start because everything had shut down. And I knew I needed to find a way to still help my family pay the bills and stay afloat in the midst of everything. And I just started sharing my story. That was it. Just started sharing the fact that I have a life. I have a quality of life I haven't had in probably 15 years. And I'm homeschooling one of my grandkids. I'm playing chauffeur, I'm keeping stuff up around the house, I'm doing this business. Life is amazing. And I could not be more grateful that God brought me to this in a time when I needed it. It has been amazing. So because I said yes, I don't know that I'll even do real estate necessarily, if I'm being honest.
That's awesome. Congratulations, Dawn. Dawn actually did part of the training on what we actually do in the business, which is so cool. And you'll understand that when we're done. So thank you so much, Dawn. Now we're going to go to Janet. Janet Ramirez, are you out there? I see you.
Okay, here I am. Yes. My story begins as an overweight middle-aged woman, and I've always been overweight since my first pregnancy. 18, I had my first child at 18 and gained 50 pounds and had 4 children and kept gaining, and nothing, no diet, no weight, no food plan program that I ever tried on, nothing worked. Then my friend told me about this coffee. She says, it's amazing, you got to try it. And I never got a sample, but I just decided, well, let me just try it. So I ordered the tub, started on the coffee, and I'm not even a coffee drinker, but I decided, well, I drink the Frappuccino from Starbucks, the cold, and I'll just make it just like that. And which I did and drank my first one. Oh, no aftertaste. It was delicious. It was no different to me than my other Frappuccino. So I said, okay, let me just see what this 30 days is going to do for me. So I just continued. And within that 3 weeks, and this was 11 months ago, and within that 3 weeks, people started coming up to me telling me, oh, you've lost weight. Now, nah, I haven't. And I just kept on going. And then someone else, you've lost weight. No, I haven't. You just haven't seen me in a long time. And I just kept on going, and I kept getting people telling me that I had lost weight. So I finally pulled out my scales, dusted it off, and I had lost the weight. I lost about 15 pounds by then. I decided to just jump into the business, which I did 3 weeks after I started. I said, okay, well, I'm just going to get it and get my little discount for my own self, and then we'll see what, if I can get someone else interested and help someone in their journey. And I did. I kept on talking about the coffee to my friends. They started trying it. And 3 months later, after I've been on the program, I had lost between 45, 50 pounds, something like that. And I've now lost about over 55 pounds. I've gone down 4 dress sizes. I mean, that's amazing. I mean, this product gave me my life back. Nothing's ever worked. Nothing has ever worked. And then the business, and when you find something that helps you, and nothing can help you, and it's not a miracle coffee, it just changed my insights. It just changed me. I no longer wanted sugar. I no longer wanted to eat a lot of carbs and stuff. So I mean, I just 100% believe in this product and what it's done for me. The business has taken me to heights I never ever realized in any other program that I had got it involved in. And then life happened. I mean, I got as far as silver. 2 times I hit silver, and then life happened to me. My mom got really sick and went into hospice care, and I was her caretaker for 3 months. And I'm telling you, drinking that Max 2 times a day, and even a zest later on. Sometimes I had to have 3 a day just to handle all the stress I was going through. And that Max just took me to heights. It calmed my emotions. It kept me calm, kept me peaceful throughout that whole time that I had to do that. But let me tell you, I wasn't able to continue my business like I was, my reach outs and stuff. But I kept getting a check because I had already built up customer base. And I kept getting a check even though I wasn't working. And that's residual income. Do the work one time and bam, you keep getting paid month after month. But I love this company. They're so generous, and the products just keep getting better and better.
Wow.
I got my order in for the magic pills coming in. I cannot wait to try those.
Awesome stuff.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Janet. You rock, and congrats on all your weight loss. That is amazing. And I love the fact that you get that mailbox money. You do something one time, you get paid over and over and over, even when you have to take a break. So that's amazing. So congrats. So now we are going to go to Mary Ann. Mary Ann, are you out there?
I am. How's it going, everyone? Can y'all hear me?
Wonderful. I wasn't going to try to pronounce your last name.
It's all good. You're good. It's all
Wow.
good. There you go.
I did it right.
Fancy up in there. Look at that.
Man, oh man. I just had to try, but I was afraid.
All right, guys. Hey, how's it going? My name's Mary Ann, and I'm a club basketball coach out in the DFW Metroplex. I have been an entrepreneur all my life. But that being said, I had been stuck working really long hours and wearing 50 hats. And while the Lord blessed me early on with great success, with that came a lot of sacrifice. Things have been super stressful, and the grind was getting really tough on me physically, mentally, and socially. I was unable to see friends, attend church, and be at important moments in my friends' lives because my schedule was so wrapped up in work. Some of you know that I have big long-term goals that I want to meet, and therefore I committed to running at the hardest pace I could to reach those goals that I set for myself. But because of that, the stress of work started getting to me. In addition to all of that, I had lingering pain from my collegiate athletic years that flared up, and I found myself in a place where I didn't even recognize who I was anymore. I was overweight, out of shape, I was doing CrossFit, but couldn't even do all the movements because my back was so messed up. I was confused. I mean, it just didn't make sense. I was working out, eating clean, trying all the things. There were no answers. When a friend brought along these happy products, I was the hugest skeptic. You know, I was an athlete all my life, and I always knew that a good nutritional regimen and working out was the answer to most problems. And while I truly believe that that should always be a part of our lives, this is the first time I can say that I ever felt a product work in me the way this product has. So just a couple of things. Since January of 2020, I have lost 37 pounds, and I have significantly minimized pain in areas I had traumatic injuries from, like my playing career. I've also begun to experience deep, restful sleep, and at most times, solid energy. I have done nothing like this before, so this whole sales MLM thing is all new to me, but I'm no different than any one of you, which is what makes this company so cool. In March 2020, I sadly, COVID pushed a pause on my small business, and it impacted me greatly. It was a huge awakening, but the opportunity presented itself for me to adapt and restructure everything that I had going on. So additionally, with kind of everything that was kind of going on with the world, I realized the economy is moving to online-based sales. So rather than waiting for the trend to fully transition, I realized that I could benefit from being an early adapter. So this happiness delivered income has been a cushion to some degree of some of my financial loss to my small business that I suffered through the COVID-19 shutdowns. And while that whole COVID thing has been a frustrating experience for myself and probably many of you, I prefer to have a glass half full mentality. So adding the happiness delivered income has allowed for me to be more adaptable financially in times of crisis, which I'm super thankful for. You know, one of the things I've learned through this company is I'm learning you can't have all your eggs in one basket. So in 2020, having multiple revenue streams are necessary to maintaining some sense of financial security. So the flexibility of getting to do the work mostly through my phone makes this process simple and doable for any busy entrepreneur like myself. And while we're starting to pick back up slowly in the youth basketball world, my time working with coffee is an integral part of my week. And the flexibility that the coffee business provides for me allows me to manage both that and this. So I'm super thankful I found this opportunity. It has not only blessed me financially, but has given me a community of folks who I deeply care for and who have come alongside me to run with my dreams and level me up in life. And I hope all of y'all come and join our family, and definitely have a great rest of your night.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
No problem.
And to close us out, last but not least, Cheryl. Cheryl, what has you excited about this happy coffee everyone's been talking about? Unmute.
Okay, I'm muted. Okay, this is Cheryl from Las Vegas. Thank you guys so much for all being here this evening, and thank you, Chris, for having me tonight. I am over the moon excited right now, but when I started this, I was far from excited. I was stressed. I was overweight. Our finances were in shambles. My husband and I, of only 5 years, were just going to have to get a divorce because we couldn't stand living with each other anymore. The stress had just done its number on us. I couldn't sleep. There was just all kinds of things that were going on that were wrong in our life. And so when my friend Tony said to me, Cheryl, this coffee does da-da-da, and I thought, no way. But, you know, I'll try anything at least once. So I got some of the product. Rudy and I, my husband, we started drinking the coffee and taking the Xanthamax. And, you know, by the third day, there was a huge shift in the way both of us were feeling, even the way that we were looking at each other. And so now today, of course, we're still married. We've completely rekindled our marriage, which is a complete blessing. I've lost in my first 5 months, I lost 35 pounds, which I had never been able to lose weight and keep it off either. So now I've gone from 176 to 122 pounds, which is quite significant for me, and it stays off. And our stress level is just way down, even in the upheaval of our world. We just don't have that same stress because I decided to do this business. I was a life insurance salesperson, and you know what that's like, a lot of chargebacks, a lot of just not such good stuff. And so I let that go completely, went full time. I love talking to people. So I pick up my phone and I call people and I ask them, have you heard about this Happy Coffee? Oh, good Lord, let me just tell you. And so that's my story, Chris. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you. So guys, if you're watching this either on Facebook or you're here live on this, it's crazy what is happening for so many people that just start drinking something that they're already doing. So I know some of you were like, well, I don't drink coffee. Well, that's cool. We have tea. Well, I don't drink coffee or tea. Well, you heard, I think it was Janet talking about the magic pill that does the same thing that the coffee and the tea does in a pill. So guys, there is no reason why you can't get in charge or in hold or in control of your happy. So in looking at this, well, let me share, because some of you all might be going, well, business thing, I'm not sure if I can do that. I don't have a whole lot of time. Well, guys, I went out to go check on my property today. Next thing you know, I'm in a machine. I had trucks coming in. I'm moving dirt, doing all that stuff. I look at the time. I had to get home. I was doing calls from where I was in the machine. I did multiple calls with multiple people. And then I got home and jumped on here, changed my shirt, made myself look clean. And it's really that simple. So it doesn't matter how you look. It doesn't matter, what you're going through, what you're doing and all that stuff. Time-wise, this is something you can do. I was taking calls from the machine, just doing that. You could take calls while you're in the car. This is something that anybody can do time-wise. So now you're going, well, all right, time, I might be able to do that. But what do y'all do? Well, you were already pretty much trained by what you heard these amazing ladies talk about. Sharing your story. It's really that simple, guys. We have a 4-step system. 1 is drink the coffee or the tea or take the pill and be happy. Heaven forbid you're happy, right? So be a product of the product like you heard. Then step number 2, share your story. You already heard that's what, that's how they built. They just shared their story of what the product did for them. Guys, you lose 50 pounds, people are going to say, what in the world are you doing, right? And that's exactly what happens. If people start noticing that you're easier to get along with, by the way, a friend of mine today, he was on the machine, basically spreading dirt and stuff like that. And I went to go talk to him and I handed him a tea and he drank it. And literally within about 30 minutes, he goes, dude, what's in that stuff? He goes, I was in a really bad mood. I didn't tell you that. He goes, but I just really don't care anymore. I feel good. And I'm like, that's happy tea. So guys, it's really simple as sharing the product, sharing your story. Have you heard about the Happy Coffee everyone's talking about? So step 1 is drink the product. Step 2 is share your story. How do you share your story? It's simply this. Hey, do you know anybody drinks coffee or tea? Or do you know anybody likes to be happy? Have you heard about the Happy Coffee or tea, if they say they drink tea, that everyone's talking about? What you'll find is most people, when they hear happy and a drink, they say, what is that? That's when you share your story. Now you tell them what it did for you. Now you're going to share a website. You're going to share a Facebook page or a sample of coffee. And then you let the product and the stories do all the work for you. And then when you follow up with them, you simply ask this. Hey, is there anything, can you see why I'm so excited? Yes, awesome. What do you like best? Oh, I like this. I like that. Me too. And he says, is there anything else you need to know before you're ready to get started? Well, how does this work? Well, it's pretty simple. I'm right-handed. I drink on my right. Oh, no. What's in it? How does it really work? It's really this simple, guys. You know what? That's a great question. I'm not really sure about all that. All I know is I drink this stuff and basically I feel amazing. Let me introduce you to a friend of mine. You got to hear their story. You can link them up in a messenger thread. You can put them on the phone with that person, or you can jump on a Zoom like this and let someone else answer all your questions. So guys, that is our system. And because of that system, person after person after person, their lives are changing, not only from a save the marriage, feel better, look better, you know, feel great perspective, but they can also start making an income just by sharing what they're already going to do for free. So if you're like me and you're like, you know what, I'll try it. I just want to see if this stuff works. I'm ready to be happy. Guys, you're number one. If you just want to be happy, you're number one. Get with the person that either shared this video with you or invited you on this call and get started. Start your happiness journey. By the way, money back guarantee. Worst case scenario is you stay the same. Number two is somebody that looks at this and says, look, this makes sense. If this stuff really works the way that you're saying, like, I'm in, I'm ready to make some money. I'm ready to take control of my freedom, my finances. I'm sick and tired of having the economy, the world, and all these other things dictate if I can pay my bills or not. I'm ready to take control of my life. I want to be happy and make extra money. You're number two. Give it the person, invite you on the Zoom, or shared this video with you and let them know, hey, I'm a number two. How do I get started with this bad boy? And get started. Guys, it's as simple as inviting people on to something like this and letting all these stories do all the work for you. And if you can do that, you can have massive success in our company. So with that being said, thank you all for jumping on board. Thank you all for sharing your stories with us, and give it the person again and let them know if you're number one, you want to be happy, or number two, you want to be happy and make extra money, and get started. Take care, everyone.
Thank you.